Let's see, it's a little laggy. What's going on? Trying to figure out why this thing is a little laggy, guys. Let me see. Pathrise. I have heard of Pathrise. Alright guys, I'm trying to use like this OBS thing, so oh, there we go. Looks like the comments are working. Cool, so actually one thing you guys can do is if you do clear display, you can hide the chat. UKG, I'm not sure what UKG is. Oh, can someone in the chat, can you guys click like? I want to see if this updates. I added these little icon thingies. So if you guys can tap on the screen to like or to share, it's supposed to do some cool effects. So I don't know if I messed this up or not, but if you guys could try that out. Oh, there we go. We got some likes. I have one for like, share, follow. If someone could share, that'd be fantastic. As an AE, how do you best utilize BDRs? You know, honestly, the best way to utilize your BDRs is work closely with them, and like, you know, work on their templates, on their cadences. Give them like the specific accounts that you want them to focus on, right? You know, some AEs, they just kind of let the BDRs do their own thing, but if you want to get the most out of them, you gotta coach them a bit too. Let me see. So I've got these thingies. Let's see. Let's simulate a follower.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Cool. Looks like that works. All right. But I need someone else to do a share. Let me see. I need someone else to do a share. Let me see. Let's see. Well, I see some shares there. Cool. I'm gonna try like adding like points and stuff to this. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna try like adding like points and stuff to this. We'll see Hmm. Looks like it's not working on the trigger for the shares. Oh wait, that's because I didn't set it. So if anyone does a share, then I did a share thing. Not doing. I'll answer a couple questions if I can, but today or right now I'm just doing some testing because I'm going to be doing some more. I'm going to do another live today at 9 o'clock. So. Not doing. I'll answer a couple questions. Like I'm testing some of these features to like give people points, internet points, for shares and follows and subscribes, but it looks like that's not actually doing anything, which kind of stinks, but you're echoing. Yeah, sorry. I'm watching it on another device, just to see like how it's going. So hopefully that helps. I have my digital SLR. I'll have that set up, and then I'll use my nicer mic. And then this is actually I'm excited for this because this is going to really up the quality of the recorded lives. Because when I download the recorded lives directly from TikTok, the resolution is not great. They do that, of course, to save size, but now I can take the high definition recordings here. So pumped for that because I'm going to use these clips in future TikToks. We get a lot of great questions. How did I get started in sales? I got started in sales. I was on the tech support side, and I didn't really know what direction I was going to go. I wasn't considering sales at all, and then I shadowed a couple people across the company in like sales, marketing, product development, and then field support. And then actually found that I really thought that the sales piece was interesting. So, and then it just kind of went from there. Best way to game a comp plan weighted heavily towards consumption. So, I mean, if it's weighted towards consumption, essentially what you need to do, if you want to, I guess, game it, right? I assume you're on the cloud side. So you need to find what programs and resources you can use to help onboard customers as fast as you can. That's really kind of like the way to game it for the most part. What job title for entry level positions? So that's sales development representative, business development representative. So you're saying the website is not working? Let me double check. 'Cause they gave me a new link. It looks like it should work. I just did it, or I just updated it. So if you go to TechSalesTom.com and you click on that top link, at least on my end, it's going. Let me double check on mobile because sometimes that happens, right? Where it works on one but not the other. I know most people access it through the yeah, it works for me. You want to double check? Let's go. You're switching from inbound to outbound and personal advice. Yeah, don't sweat it too much. Like if people don't answer or if they get upset or they're just in a bad mood, just got to recognize that most people, they're going to be caught off guard in most cases when you call them. So, it's just being comfortable with the no. That's what's going to help you the most switching to outbound. Good qualifications to get entry-level tech jobs. There aren't, it's more so about like personality fit for the most part. Do you have the right mindset? Are you looking for a career or just a job? Do you actually care about like the software? Are you a fast learner? Are you curious? My live keeps freezing, Mayan. What were the titles? Oh yeah, and thanks. Yeah, I'm doing some testing here. I'm gonna repost this or do another live. So this is mostly testing just to make sure I get the stream settings right. But sales development representative, business development representative. Let me try this. There was supposed to be like a text thing. let's try this. So I'm gonna type it. So sales development or business development representative. Look at this. I feel like I'm a YouTube streamer now, but hopefully this will, I'm gonna see what I could do to up my live streaming game here. All right, so how's that? Do you see those two titles? Perfect. If you do enterprise at Fang outside of 300K OTE, how much stock and bonus do they get? It depends on your level. Level is like the biggest thing. So if you're like fairly senior, let's say like level 6 at Amazon, level 5 at Google, it's about 40 to 50K a year in stock, and that's like your initial grant. They give you more stock every year, and obviously as stock goes up. Best comp plan between GCP, AWS, Microsoft. It depends on what you're looking for. If you want like the most commission, the most leverage plan, that's gonna be Google. Google's on a for most of the reps, they're on a 40-60 split. So if you have a 100K base, your on target commission is 150K. AWS and Microsoft, they're flipped. So all in for Fang, we're talking 350K for enterprise. Yeah, I mean, if you're at the senior levels, they're all around like 200K base, 170 to 200K base. And then, but actually the OTE, the OTE is about 300 at those companies plus like your stock. So yeah, at Google, it's gonna be a lower base because they're more leveraged, but yeah, about 350. But if you get in like a higher level, you can get a higher pay package than that.
But I found these results on search.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, like I was actually interviewing, I don't know, about like a year ago at Google actually for a key account executive position. It was a level 7, one level below director, which starts at level 8. And I didn't get an offer, but if I did, it would have been, I think, 600K. Total comp for that. Like the new setup. Thanks, Cody. Yeah, thanks for the hookup on the key. They got me up on there pretty quick. I haven't set up the camera yet, the digital SLR, so I'm gonna do that because I got my stream whatever Camlink 4K. Right now I'm actually testing with this multi-streaming. So people are saying that it's kind of lagging a little bit, so I want to make sure that I got all my settings right. And I'm trying to see if it's streaming. It's supposed to be streaming on, I think it's streaming on YouTube right now, which is cool at the same time. And then hopefully it's going to be streaming on Instagram at the same time too. So I'm going to try that right now. So I'm going to try Instagram. It says connecting, streaming. All right, multiple devices at one time. This is all new for me. So I don't even know like how to see if my thing is streaming on Instagram, but I don't even know like how to see like how to view a live, but anyway, it says that it's streaming on Instagram. We'll see. Which company gives 200K base? They all do. Well, Google, they'll do 200K base if you're at a level 7, even up to 250K base. But Amazon and Microsoft for like around like the equivalent of a level 6, they're actually at 180 to 200K base, and that's and it goes higher from there. Your SMB senior AE at Fang right now, all in, you're at 185K. Pretty low. Yeah, because when I was at AWS, it was about 380, I think, all in for me. Yeah, I'm doing multi-stream, so it's supposed to, like, if you go on my YouTube, it looks like it's streaming on the YouTube at the same time. And I was trying to do it to do Instagram as well, all in one. Yeah, streaming via Instagram. Oh, and then here we go. So updated the chat here. So El Patron Suave, he's a subscriber. So you can see he's got the yellow text. Oh, whoops. I'm new to this, guys. Sorry. 380K? No, not ours. Enterprise, strategic accounts. If there was one thing I would change, probably the only thing I maybe would have changed would have been to stay at Google a little bit longer. That fintech startup that I joined ended up being a dud, but that's about what I would change. Just joined a startup as the first senior sales hire. Any advice building company sales? Yeah, I mean, if you're joining as the first sales hire, they're expecting you to come in with best practices, and so take ownership. Don't be shy. Juan Solting, thanks for hopping on. I'm testing my streams. I got the stream key here. I'm not streaming from the computer or from the camera. That's the next thing. Right now I was just testing the this multi-stream feature. So I don't know why it's supposed to be streaming from Instagram too, but I don't know how that actually works or not. Oh, start broadcasting. Oh, maybe, okay. Here we go. Maybe now it's going on Instagram. If let me see. I got my other Instagram account. Oh, there we go. This is cool. All right, I'm streaming on all three, guys, at one time. Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Dope. Except I don't know how to see like the questions from or the comments from Instagram, but what's up, guys? For people that hopped on Instagram, I got my streaming set up here. Well, I didn't connect the camera yet, but right now I'm mostly on TikTok right now, but it's also on YouTube and Instagram, so I was checking these things here. You work in Tesla and car sales. Any advice from going from here? Yeah, I mean, try to leverage your prior background. So, there's a lot, for example, the big cloud companies, they do have like sales teams that are on the cloud side. They're specific for automotive. That's what I was in. So definitely go ahead and take a look at that. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Patron, for confirming. And then for people who are just new and just joining, I'm doing some testing here. I try to get to every question, but if you're a subscriber, like El Patron Suave, I will absolutely prioritize your question. Otherwise, I will be back on at like 9 p.m. Central today to talk about the alpha launch of TechSalesU, the free course that I launched. It's launching today for the alpha. And then the general release is going to be a few weeks after that, after we get some initial feedback from these early followers. So one thing I was hoping this would work. It's supposed to do this feature, like if someone's like shares, like I did this here, like someone says share, but that's not actually working for me for some reason. If someone is a stream expert, maybe they can help me out with this at some point, but I guess it's not super important. This thing is kind of. What are the odds you can test out of the alpha? What do you mean, like test out of the alpha? It's not. I mean, we're doing like you just want to get the certification because we are kind of doing like a certificate. I don't know if there's a way to test out of it. We kind of want people to go through it, mostly for the feedback. Thanks for the shares, everyone. Look at that. How hard would you say the targets were when I first started? So when I first started as a BDR, my goals, I remember it was 20 leads worked per day, which wasn't really that much, but it was mostly dials actually at that time, and I worked to double that. Still taking alpha testers, yeah. Send me a message on TikTok with your email, or actually better yet, send an email to tom@bravado.co. and I'll get you in the alpha. But we're trying to keep it fairly limited. I think we already have like 180 people or something, but I'll get any subscribers in for sure. Subscribers always will get a priority, so you guys can get the alpha. Let me put that text in there. How do I edit this text? I'll put the email that you want to do. So for the alpha, so if you want the alpha, you need to sub, and then email tom@bravado.co. There you go. You got put on a PIP 1 year into sales. What should you do? Manager says he wants to keep me. I mean, hate to break it, but if they wanted to keep you, they wouldn't put you on a PIP. I mean, they're going to say that for the most part, but honestly, best advice is, they're essentially giving you a heads up, which is great. So, keep doing your job. Now, I'm not saying don't just completely give up, but, keep doing your job, go through the motions on the plan, but use this time to, immediately edit your resume, update your LinkedIn, click the status, open for new opportunities, and start applying, start doing interviews. And if you get an interesting position, definitely hop for it. But if you do get out of the PIP, which some people do, but I think it's 80% of people don't. So, been working in cloud telecom 10 years as a PM SE. Any chance to move into sales without starting as BDR? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. With that much experience, I wouldn't expect you to go back to the BDR level. If you get a summer sales internship at a non-tech company, will tech companies value the experience? Yeah, they'll value any sales experience. One of the good sales engineers that I worked with, he had 3 or 4 years of cell phone sales experience at T-Mobile. So even though you're not selling tech, that stuff still helps for sure. How do you get started without any experience? So look at my playlist, get into tech sales. So check out that playlist. And then also launching a free 5-week course with co-launching it with Bravado called Tech Sales U. It's in my bio, first link. Feel free to sign up for that. Basically condense all the information that I already put on my profile and made it a bit more readable for everyone, or more professional. You work for a Series A startup and then they're not professional at all. Yeah, I mean, that's typical. A lot of processes aren't defined in a startup. Very, very common. So if you've only been there for 3 months, should you make a move? So, I wouldn't say, as long as you're still getting paid, and it's not a super terrible environment, then stick it out for a year if you can. Otherwise, if you leave too soon, 3 months, potentially you could just if you find a new job right away, you can just leave this last startup off your resume, off your LinkedIn. But you want to avoid super short stints, unless it's just absolutely terrible and you can't make your quota. And then, but also, it depends on what other job opportunities you get. What position should we aim for if we wanted to coast and just focus on other stuff? Enterprise? Yeah, in general, as you move up, SMB, mid-market, enterprise, strategic accounts, your time is more strategic, kind of as it sounds. You're working on less accounts. Deals are much longer, on a longer time scale, and your knowledge is more specialized. And typically, it's going to take you less time. Not to say it's any easier, but from a time resource perspective, it's less, and you also have a bigger team supporting you too. So yeah, I would say getting probably not even enterprise, because sometimes at enterprise you still might have 20 accounts, but I would say strategic accounts, or named accounts. That's what they call it. Great questions. I'm a little disappointed, guys. These little buttons, these event simulators, don't look like they're working. But so I'm supposed to have these actions and events, and then if anyone does a share, a follow, or a subscribe, it's supposed to do one of these things. If you guys want to see what it's supposed to look like, if someone does a subscribe, it's supposed to do this. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's not working, but anyway, is there a big difference between sales in UK, US? Yeah, there is. In general, pay in tech companies is lower in the UK versus the US. I would say anywhere from 40 to 50% lower in some cases. I know people who did internal transfers from when I was at Google from the US to Europe, in most cases, they had like a little table that you could see what your paid, adjustment would be. In most cases, it was like a 30-40% decrease. Production underwriter for Chicago, last 5 years, best advice to transition to tech sales. Yeah, so production underwriter. So there's definitely tech companies within that space, right? So think about the software they're using as an underwriter, the types of customers that you're servicing or working with, and come up with a list of like 20 startups that are directly within that area, so that way you can leverage your prior experience, right? That would be my best advice to transition. That's usually what I tell people too, especially if they have like 5+ years and in like another career. Try to leverage that experience. Give me a job interview. You may or may not be a felon. So, I mean, not every place does like background checks. So, what do you think of the layoffs that will happen? There's always gonna be talks of layoffs. So, but in general, they're not gonna lay off top performers unless like everything goes to hell, and in that case, it doesn't really matter. So, just focus on like hitting your number, and you don't, and then in that case you don't really have to worry about layoffs. If anything, layoffs usually they just accelerate the people that they were going to like get off, put on a PIP anyway, at least on the sales side. Quotas even set Series A. They're figuring out a way to give us 24K. I mean, that happens. When I remember the cybersecurity startup that I was at. It's actually kind of annoying. Like they said that they set our quota based on a number that they said that they hit last year, and then went in, looked at Salesforce, and it was like you guys didn't even close like a fifth of what you said that you did. But ended up working out because I ended up closing some really big deals for them. But otherwise, it would have been rough. Can you talk about the $100 refundable deposit? Why $100? Yeah. So right now so we're changing it. So for the alpha, you're gonna get an email where you get like a code that gets rid of that deposit. I think we're going to get rid of that deposit in its entirety. The idea was just to incentivize people to actually complete the course. But I think I'm more of a fan of, doing like an achievement type system. So if you do the course, you go through all 5 weeks, you create a job profile, and then you do like a final whatever thing, or you get a job through like the job board, then we do like a bonus. I think we're gonna change it up like that. So it's still the alpha. I don't think we're gonna keep that. Do you think ServiceNow is a nice-to-have software for clients or critical business partner? It's pretty critical. So I mean, if you're not using ServiceNow, you're gonna have to be using some sort of ITSM. It's pretty hard to get rid of something like that. That said, there are companies that maybe have like their own like homegrown ticketing system that they're able to use. So for people that don't know, ServiceNow is a big IT service management platform, but they've extended it to other use cases like cybersecurity and so on. So I would say for the companies that have gotten onto that, it's pretty critical. It's like almost as critical as like Salesforce for sales teams. Like you can get off of Salesforce and manage it yourself, but it's gonna really slow down your team. Why are these follower alerts not happening? Let me see this. So yeah, I'll be on later today as well. This is kind of like the little test run. 'Cause the next thing is I got to get my camera up. So, oh, cool. Okay, so I see the live stream. So I'm gonna hop on the live stream. The next thing is I gotta get my camera. Okay, let's do follow. Oh, there we go. That's cool. How slick is that, guys? A little follow icon. But I think we got to put it like a little bit lower.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
Nice. Buford T. Justice. We got a new closer in the room. New subscriber. Perfect. perfect. Glad to see that these things are working. Thanks for the subscription. So for people that, you know, I'm trying to get through these questions, but absolutely, if you're a subscriber, you get a cool little badge. Your name is yellow in the chat, and I will absolutely answer your question. You missed me at SaaStr. I know I should have went. Ross is good. He actually we some of the content within the course, some of the skits, you know, he did it with Ross. So I'm excited to see the final thing. But yeah, maybe next time, Ryan. Most profitable tech products to sell. There's quite a few. I mean, a lot of it actually comes down to like the pricing, right? So you have to think about in terms of most profitable, the ones with the biggest margins. Those are going to be like the biggest deal sizes. So like enterprise size deal. So software that's scalable. In general, software is pretty profitable, right? Because once you develop the software, your cost to basically sell additional pieces of software are pretty low. It's like, and it's mostly cloud compute and cloud storage at that point, and that actually gets cheaper with volume. So pretty much anything software is going to be most profitable. Hardware is pretty tough because hardware has a lot of hard costs associated with it. Support can be expensive, doing warranties. And there's kind of like a limit on what you can sell, and you also have to deal with like production restrictions and all sorts of things, and rising costs for supplies. What's the process to pivot from tech recruitment into tech sales? So depending on what company you're at, the easiest way is to do an internal transfer. Oh man, sorry guys. It looks like this is kind of like lagging a little bit, huh? Or occasionally. I guess I'll have to do some testing. But the best way to pivot is to do an internal transfer. So if you're at a company that already has like a sales team, and you're at like a solid tech company, do that internal transfer. That's gonna give you the most thingy or whatever. It's gonna be the path of least resistance. Lags on the PC, works fine on iPhone. Yeah, I think what I did on this stream is I started on YouTube. I guess I'm using OBS. I started on YouTube, and then I did like a concurrent TikTok and Instagram stream. I'm gonna do some other testing, but I'm gonna be on again. I gotta finish some stuff up. I will be on again at 9 o'clock Central. So if you guys have any more questions, hop on the live at 9 today. Normally I only do Wednesdays as the scheduled live, but doing another one today specifically to talk about or it's going to be highlighting Tech Sales U. So sounds good. Oh, and let me see. Oh, dang it, I didn't start the recording. So I'm also going to be like recording these lives locally, so it should be like higher quality. If you guys watch any of my TikTok live replays, I post them on the YouTube, but TikTok, the quality itself is fairly low when you download the streams. So I'm looking forward to having higher quality streams that I'll upload. But thanks everyone. I will see you later, hopefully.